Hello my darlings. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I know it hasn't been that long since I last did a video, but there's a subject I want to talk about right now that is really important to me and really pertinent to me. I think that I'm just going to take the opportunity to do it while I can. Today is National Mental Health Day, and I kind of just want to express my thoughts on mental health while the opportunity is there, because I've seen a lot of stuff on Facebook and social media sites recently. A lot of people have been sharing things. A lot of social networking mental health sites have been sharing things, and a lot of it's been coming up in my timeline and being spoken about right now. So I really want to get on this and talk about it while it's kind of the subject matter in question, you know. And I know there's a whole lot of important stuff going on in the world right now. There's the whole Trump versus Hillary kind of thing, and you know, there's been the terrible hurricanes and earthquakes and all that kind of stuff. But this topic is really close to my heart, and I really want to express what I'm feeling about it. So hopefully some of this information will be helpful to you guys, and hopefully I'll be able to have reached out to somebody and maybe help somebody in some way. That's all that I want to do with this. So I'm just going to kind of get straight into it. The topic of mental health is for me one that I feel very strongly about. I don't really know what it's like in other places in the world, but within Northern Ireland there's still quite a lot of stigma attached to admitting that you have a mental health issue. And I don't understand why that should be. It's been said before, but if you have a broken leg, you get a cast. If you have, you know, a problem with your gallbladder, you get it taken out. If you have a mental health issue, you should be allowed to get help for that and not feel shame for having to do so. And there's a whole lot of reasons why you could have a mental health issue. For me personally, my mental health issues started when I was quite young. I was probably about 13 years old. And I was dealing with some stuff that had happened in my life that had caused me to have some problems. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't feel that I was close enough to anybody in my family that I could tell them what was going on with me. I didn't know how to express what I was feeling. And I started to internalize everything that was happening. That may not be the case in everybody's life. There doesn't necessarily have to be a particular event or thing that happens that sparks off your mental health issues. You may just have mental health issues, and that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're a psycho or make you a bad person or make you a freak in any way. It just means that there are certain things going on in your brain and your body that are outside of your control, and you need to get some help with them. There doesn't necessarily have to have been something happen to you or in your life to make those things happen, but unfortunately within my own personal experience there was some stuff going on, and I think I was probably already prone to having mental health issues anyway, but certain factors really started to make them spiral within my own life. And I was very young. I didn't know who to talk to. I didn't know if I could tell anybody. I didn't know if it was okay to be feeling the way that I was feeling. And those feelings started to build up inside me to the point where I felt almost like a crazy internal pressure on me all the time. I didn't know how to cope with it. So I began to self-harm. I began to cut myself. I don't know if it'll be very visible. Can you see? I still have a lot of scarring from previously being a cutter. And you know, that was the only way at the time that I felt I could express what was going on within myself. Everything would get so pent up within me that I didn't know how to let it out, and I was so angry and so scared and so upset all the time, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't even know half the time why I was feeling the way I was feeling, and that would cause me to shut down within myself. I would cut everything off, compartmentalize everything that I was feeling. I would pretend that it wasn't there, and then I would feel numb, and then I would want to feel something. And so I would hurt myself. And now obviously I know that that was a really, really unhealthy way to express myself, but I didn't feel that I had anyone to turn to. Looking back now, I know that there were people that I could turn to, but when you're that depressed and that within yourself, it doesn't always feel that way. I stopped cutting myself. I haven't done that in about 20 years now. But I still bear the scars, and I still sometimes have to explain the scars, and I know that there are certain times when the scarring has prevented me from doing something or having something that I wanted, such as a job. People will look at me in job interviews, and if I'm not wearing something that covers my scars, I probably won't get that job, because people will only see the after effect of the mental health issues that I had. They won't ask me about it, and I'm okay if people want to ask me about it. I'll explain what has happened. And there are some people that maybe, don't want to be friends with me or don't want to get to know me, because they'll see these scars and they'll say, God, she's obviously a complete psycho, or she's a freak. And I've dealt with that for a very long time. Fortunately, there are also a lot of people out there who those sorts of things don't matter to at all, and they accept me for who I am, and they love me anyway. And that's so important to me. I'm so grateful for those people. After I stopped cutting, I began to self-harm in different ways, and there are whole loads of different ways to self-harm. I began to overeat. I comfort ate. My weight went up hugely. I dated some people that weren't very good for me and didn't treat me very well because I didn't expect anything better. I didn't have the self-esteem at that point to expect anything better for myself. I thought that was all that I deserved. I began to develop quite serious disordered eating patterns, and those things carried on throughout my life for a very long time. I didn't seek help for my mental health issues until I was 30 years old, when I thought to myself, why do I have to deal with these things all by myself? Why should I? Somebody must be able to help me. And so I went to my doctor and I explained what was happening, and she put me in touch with the mental health outpatients section of the Ards Hospital. And I went to them and I had some counselling sessions with them. And at the time, I didn't really see how it was helping me. I didn't feel that I was getting the help that I needed out of it. But as time started to go along, the seeds of that help that had been planted within my mind started to take root. And things began to slowly change for me and get better, to the point where now, at the age of 35, I can say that I no longer engage in self-harming behaviours. And I'm not saying that my life's perfect. There are some days that I have that are really bad days, but I am so much better able to cope with these days now. And I don't internalise it the way that I would have before. I am more able to express what I'm feeling, and I'm quite an emotional person. I have a lot of emotions, and I could cry at the drop of a hat, or I could laugh at the drop of a hat. I'm a very emotional person, so to internalise my emotions is a really, really sad thing for me to do. It's a really difficult thing for me to do, because I'm quite an expressive and emotional being. And the reason that I'm telling you these things is because there are so many people who are dealing with mental health issues, and it could be more than just depression, or more than just an eating disorder, or more than just self-harming behaviour. It could be, it could be much further things: bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorders, schizophrenia, all sorts of things. There are so many mental health issues out there. And I can guarantee you, anybody watching this, you know at least one person who is dealing with a mental health issue. It may even be you. You may be the person dealing with it. And I just want to tell you that that's okay. It is okay that you have a mental health issue. It is okay that you need help. It is okay that you are having these problems. It's no different. It's no different to having a physical health issue, and you deserve to be allowed to get help, and there is help out there for you. I can tell you that right now. It took me a really, really long time to understand and to come around to thinking that I deserved help and that I needed help and that I wanted help. And if it takes you a really long time as well, that's okay too. You know, just as long as you know that you are important enough to deserve it. You deserve those things. You deserve to have a good life. And my life is, I mean, if anybody's watched my previous videos, my life's not perfect. There are things happening in my life right now that are really hard for me to cope with. But I'm coping. I'm doing okay. And doing these videos is a part of that for me. I just want you to know, anybody that's watching, you're special, you're important. Whatever you're going through, your feelings are legitimate and valid for whatever reason you're feeling them. You matter. Everybody matters. And if you are having any issues, please talk to somebody. I know sometimes when you are in that situation, it can feel that you are so alone and that nobody understands you and that nobody cares. I promise you somebody does. Somebody will care. Even if the only person that you speak to is your doctor, even if the only person that you want to speak to is perhaps a member of the online community, there are people out there for you to speak to. And there is help out there for you, and you don't have to feel this way for the rest of your life. You really don't. To anybody that's out there that perhaps knows somebody that they think is dealing with these sorts of things, just be there for them. I know sometimes it can be hard on you from your perspective as well, and it can be a lot to cope with, but you don't have to do anything major. You just reach out, just let them know that they're not completely alone. That one thing could be enough to stop somebody from feeling so isolated, or to wake them up to the idea that somebody cares about them, and maybe set them off into realising that they are worthy of being helped and they're entitled to help. It's such a huge deal, and it's important that everybody knows that they are worth the time. You are worth it. That's all I can say. If you are feeling this way and you do want to talk to somebody, please find a way. Please, even if you just start with your doctor, they would be able to point you in the right direction, give you some phone numbers, look up the Samaritans, anything, just talk to somebody. I can guarantee you it will be the best thing that you ever do for yourself. So anyway, I'm sorry this was a bit of a more serious video today. I apologise for the waterworks. I'm not upset, I'm just really passionate. I don't really cry when I'm sad. When I'm really passionate about something, or when I'm really, really angry about something, I tend to get a bit cryy, so just ignore that. But, you know, anyway, that's all I wanted to say to you guys today. I hope you know that people care about you, and I hope that you have a great week, and I'll be back next time with something probably a bit more lighthearted. So, have a good day. Bye.